Stat by your girl Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby. Today I got another very special episode because I got a special guest, my good girl Kiana Nicole on the show. Kiana, how you feeling?
I feel great.
Okay, gotta let y'all know, usually, y'all know I love the studio, but usually when I film in the studio, I got one camera. And so we said today, we got two. We got two cameras. So glad to have my lovely friend on camera with me today. Today we're going to talk about the Warriors. We're going to talk about Joel Embiid being out for this season. And then a special little story at the end. But before we get started, you know I got to give a shout out to our sponsor, Underdog. With Underdog, you can earn money by making picks on all of your favorite players. You can try the app in California, Texas, and New York, and the list goes on. If you want to play along, go download Underdog, use code STAT, S-T-A-T, to get up to $1,000 in bonus credits and get a free pick. So make sure y'all sign up on Underdog today. Before we get into the show, y'all know we got to get into our Underdog picks. Tonight, the Lakers will play the Clippers. Can I just preface? I know I had this take about the Lakers when they played the Mavs. I am not a LeBron hater. I am not a Luka hater. I just expect greatness from greatness. So when I say things about any player, it's not a diss at them or their ability. I just wanted to see more. Not saying he didn't play good, because we know a triple-double is good numbers, okay? Shout out to Luka. I just thought it could have been a little bit more razzle-dazzle, and it's fair to have that take if I have it. So y'all don't trip on me. I said what I said, and that's that. So tonight, the Lakers will be playing the Clippers. Underdog has Luka at 26.5 points. We know he dropped a 32-piece in Denver. Last game, he had 21 points and then 19 points in another game. So against the Clippers, I would expect him to have higher, but I'm going to go lower for this take. Sometimes it's a little tricky, so I think Luka will have lower. Then Underdog got LeBron at 14.5 rebounds and assists. In his last game, he had 17 rebounds and 6 assists. And the game prior, he had 12 rebounds and 3 assists. So I'm going to go higher for this one. And then James Harden is at 23.5 points. I think that he could get more than 23 points, so I'm going to go higher for James Harden. So stay tuned for this game. Let's see if my picks are correct. And make sure y'all download the Underdog app so you can make your picks too. So before we even get into the trending headlines, because I love my girl. She watches sports a little bit. But she's learning. So this is kind of like a learning lesson and then like a take at the same time. But before we even get into that, did you know that yesterday was a blackout day?
Yes.
Did you hear about that? I felt like we should just discuss it a little quick for the people who are watching. So basically, across the nation, it was supposed to be a thing where black people were supposed to keep their dollars out of big corporations' pockets to make a statement. No spending, no shopping. So my question to you, Kiana.
Yes.
Did you participate?
My heart was in it. My heart was in it. I forgot I did slip up during lunch and I did order some California Pizza Kitchen.
Okay. What'd you get? Was it worth it?
It was good. Did I lick the bowl? Potentially. But then as soon as I finished my plate, I was like, oh, dang. It was not, oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was it. That was all only $30 went to the white man that day.
She spent a little bit of money. Okay. Did I spend money?
Yeah, you did.
Spending money and me have a relationship, as all people do. I did have to book a flight last minute. I booked my flight the day of. So yeah.
For the people though, you couldn't.
I needed to get here. I needed to get here. I got business to handle. I got deals to do. That's fair. Things to do. I'm on the move. Mase said, Tata's on the move. I'm on the move. We're on the go. So yes, I had to book a flight. I'm so sorry. Besides that, I bought some food. But
do you have any reports?
It wasn't a corporation. It was a small business. So I feel like what they need to do is be more clear about this class action next year, because there wasn't enough information if we're keeping it so a buck. Okay?
No, the information was don't spend money.
No. I didn't get enough information in advance. And am I holding myself accountable? Not really. And I understand that. I will do better next year so we can run it back. But I'm making y'all aware so we can all be aware together next February.
That's all. You're informing the people. When you were swiping your card left and right all day. I'm letting y'all know next year, Because I failed this year. I'm like, y'all know next year.
I just had to let him know.
Right.
It's never too late to try, though. Okay, we can try next year. Just want to make that clear. Okay, so first news of the day. It was reported that Sixers big man Joel Embiid is officially out for the season.
Not the season.
The season! He's out for the season! And I know Kiana's asking, what does that mean?
He hurt himself.
This is how I'm going to explain it. The boss quit. He didn't quit, though. The boss got hurt and he cannot return.
What do you mean by the boss?
Your boss. You're at work.
Oh. And
The
my
man in
boss
charge.
quit. Oh.
The man in charge. I'm not going to say he quit. He just couldn't come for the whole rest of the year. Damn.
That is crazy.
What do you do? Damn. Honestly, I know we make a lot of jokes and say a lot of different scenarios, and it's like, he's never healthy. Joel Embiid, he's like a whack superstar, da-da-da-da-da. Let's not get it twisted now, okay? Like, he earned his stripes. He did get MVP. He is a good player. He was leading the league in points. He is a great player when he's healthy. And I don't want to be like he can't help that he's hurt, because he can't help that he's hurt. But honestly, I feel bad for the Sixers. This is a terrible situation to be in. Your star player cannot play for the rest of the season. And it's not even just can he not play for the rest of the season? It's, is he going to continue playing the game? So to keep you up to speed, Joel Embiid has faced numerous injuries. This year alone, he's only appeared in 19 games this season. Not to pocket watch, but this is why this is such a big deal. So he's only played 19 games this season. He's on a $193 million contract extension to the 2028 to 29 season. So I did the math. In his career, he has missed 400 games out of 846 games. This means for all the games Joel Embiid has missed, which isn't his fault, he was hurt. For all the games Embiid has missed, he has made $125.9 million sitting on the bench.
I'm sad. What I need to get up for?
Sitting on the bench.
That's crazy.
And I hate to say that, like, dang, because it's like when you love the game, okay? I'm not going to say Embiid doesn't want to play. Of course he wants to play. That's why you did Team USA. That's why he's always trying to do things. But it's like, that's a lot of money to not have no action on the court.
But if he's hurt, he should still get paid because he's healing.
Do you know anybody that's not an athlete who has gotten paid for not doing anything, not doing any work? Is there any scenario you can think of?
Well, there's not like a hurt leave type contract or whatever that
I'm saying
that's
no.
like his insurance, you know? Because when you're an athlete, your body is your instrument. Yes.
Yes.
So when you
gotta take care of it too, though.
Yeah. So when you get hurt, you should still get paid. Like, I don't think you should just start laying athletes off when they get a.
And I'm not saying lay them off, but it's just the fact that much. Okay, so here's my point. That much money is on the table that could go to players who actually can play. And I think about how many players are in the G League fighting for that permanent roster spot who are able. And it's like, I know, like, you can't even compare that because it's like Embiid is a superstar, different caliber of player. He's a big man. He was what's needed. It's not like the Sixers knew that he was going to keep getting injured. But just to take yourself out of that situation and to see all the money that's in basketball, for him to not even be able to show those abilities because of his injury is crazy.
But aren't all these contracts negotiated up front? So that's not his fault.
Yeah, it's not. No. That's why he's
okay.
chill. I mean, he's not chilling because he actually is injured. So it sucks to have an injury, and that's why Embiid, I hope he has a speedy recovery because yes, people make jokes all the time, but it's got to be frustrating internally when you are a competitive person. You want to put your all on the court, and you want to leave behind a legacy, not just for you, but for your family, and you physically cannot do anything about that. It's not his fault. And there's jokes because it's just like he's always hurt, but it's just like, damn. That's a lot of money. And I don't know
how many years.
Well, his extension is to the 2029 season.
But when did he get hurt?
He's been on and off hurt throughout years. He's had about 2-3 really, really good seasons, but that's why I said he's missed 400 games. It's a lot. So Is his career over? I don't know. It's like I could see the will of wanting to keep coming back because you don't want to finish off your career in that way. You want to show the people like, hey, I got something in me, I'm that guy. But it's like if you physically can't, I think it's also okay to have those conversations to put your health first because at the end of the day, you're 30 years old. You know, you still have a lot of time left just in general in basketball years. It's on the older side, but it's not as old compared to some of the other peers. But sometimes it's time to take a step back and figure out, you know, what your next step should be if it's just not working out. And it's like, okay, yes, the Sixers have Maxey, and yes, they have Paul George, and I don't believe that they could get a chip without Embiid at this point. I think they have some rebuilding to do, which isn't Philly's fault. But I think the expectations set for them, especially with Podcast P, shout out Paul George, stopping his podcast to win a chip. I just think that those expectations that they have for themselves and the team isn't a reality. We saw Jared McCain, who had a great case for Rookie of the Year, great rookie, who was averaging around the same amount of stats as Kelly Oubre. He's hurt. There's just too many injuries, and there's not much that the team can really do. And I think when that's kind of hanging over the team, it puts them in a situation where they're not as motivated. And I just think that, I don't want to be like, oh, guys, wait till next year, but like, you might just need to hone in, finish out the season strong in the best way that you can, and really just start looking at those next steps because it's just an unfortunate situation. But clearly we know that Joel Embiid is needed, and I hope that he feels better because I feel bad for the Sixers. I really do. This is not the best situation to be in, but it's what happens. And like we always say, the best ability is availability. And right now he's not available. So the reins are going to get taken by somebody else, and that's just how the cookie crumbles. That's just how it works. Okay. Now we got to talk about Mr. Steph Curry.
Oh, I like Steph.
Curry, man, so inspirational because that's my go. I always say it, and when people say that, they're like, why? Because I think he's the go. How can I explain this? So basically, Warriors traded for Jimmy Butler. You know I am a Miami Heat fan. How did I feel about that trade? I was sick. I was so sick when the Heat decided to let go of Jimmy Butler, but they had to let Jimmy Butler go because Jimmy Butler did not want to be there anymore. The Warriors' record as of right now, since trading for Jimmy Butler, are 7-1. Jimmy Butler is happy. They're about to be the 6th seed. Jimmy's trying to get a ring. Can the Warriors get a ring? I don't know. Are they contenders? Potentially. Is it too early to say? Yes. Will we find out? Yes. Am I happy about finding out? No. Why? Because I'm a Heat fan, and I'm salty. I'm a salty Heat fan. And I'm like, do I stay or do I go? I'm not jumping ship. You know, my favorite player, like I said, is Steph Curry. My second favorite player is Jimmy Butler. They're on a team together on the West Coast. I like the West Coast now, y'all. I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel. I'm distraught. And I think I'm speaking for all Heat fans when I say I'm distraught. Because Jimmy Butler's over here living his best life. And we over there in the sinking ship. And the ship keeps sinking. And we got Tyler Hero as our king. I'm mad. I'm upset. But that's how life goes. To explain this feeling, Fiona.
I don't want no parts
To explain this
of
feeling.
this shit.
It's like if somebody left you for somebody else and you gotta watch that shit on TV and it's working out. And it's working out in his favor. Ain't nobody wanna see that shit.
Wait, did Jimmy leave because he wanted to?
Yes.
Oh.
And they let him.
Oh.
And they let him. And he's living his best little life. And they're winning.
You're not happy for him?
I'm happy for him.
Happy?
Happy for him. In good words, Jimmy Butler's addition to the Warriors has taken a lot of pressure off of Steph. Previously, I know we didn't know how we felt about the Klay Thompson trade to the Mavs. They saw something in that organization with Klay that was not working out with them, and they realized they needed a change, and that change worked out in their favor. Klay's numbers, you know, we get sparks here and there. They weren't doing what they needed to do. I know we talk about this game that Steph Curry just dropped 56 points in versus the Magic. Yes, Jimmy Butler had 5 points in this game, but in the other games he has been performing a lot better. Draymond will be Draymond. And that's that. The Warriors are doing their thing. Back to Steph Curry. 56-point game. Am I surprised? No. Because it's Curry. He's like magic. And if he's got it, he gonna make it happen. This is his team. When I said it's Tyler Hero, your king, Steph Curry is the king. And it's working, and we knew this. So shout out to them. I like that things are meshing. In general, just in the past couple of games that we've seen on the Eastern and Western Conference, the Warriors, the Cavs, the Pistons, and the Lakers have been on a very good winning streak. As far as the Warriors specifically right now, I don't know if it's giving championship, but we do know that there is such a thing called playoff Jimmy. When the time comes, we will see how that translates. And this feels like a mark my words segment because they're already activated. They're already on another level. If things keep going smoothly and then we get to playoffs, I'm talking about we, like that's my team. Then they get to the playoffs and then Jimmy Butler then activates in addition to, I don't know how I'm going to feel. And we'll talk about that when it comes later.
Yes, ma'am.
That being said, shout out to the Warriors, shout out to the Lakers, shout out to the Pistons, and shout out to the Cavs. We're going to go to break. When we return, we'll talk about a little story that popped up. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. So just a quick headline that we're going to discuss because very sad situation. Honestly, first and foremost, I never want to see anybody hurt, anybody in a bad position, or talk about any deaths. But this did spark a bigger discussion, and so y'all know we have real, raw conversations on this show, so we're going to talk about it. So to keep you up to speed, Kiana, there was a father who was killed early Sunday morning following a heated argument with his white girlfriend after a night of drinking. The man is black. Initially, when the shooting took place, she claimed the shooting was accidental because she was cleaning her gun after a night out. She is right now being investigated and charged with involuntary manslaughter. So yeah, she's claiming it was an accident. She said she was cleaning her firearm and accidentally shot her husband.
In the club? They were outside?
No, when they got back home after leaving the club. So the uproar right now is, one, how do you accidentally shoot your husband? And two, and we're not going into deeper meanings than anything. It's literally just the story at stake. What do you think about basically what she had to say for the accidentals? Like, how do you think something like that comes about? And not even just how you think something like that comes about. So there's another thing. So people were finding his old status updates, tweets. He said, I'll kill for her, I'll kill about her, and I ain't scared to say I'll die about her either. And unfortunately, his life was taken away by her.
I have no thoughts.
Your thoughts on the situation?
I don't have any thoughts.
You're like, you don't even know.
Yeah, that's a very tragic situation that I don't have enough detail on. I don't know these people.
Yeah.
And that's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
Just condolences.
Yeah.
No thoughts.
Okay, so...
Do you have a take or something?
Yeah. I mean, the conversation at hand is just... My initial thoughts, really when I seen this, and I'm not going to go into detail about certain things that he said. Basically, people are upset because I guess prior he has said certain things about not wanting to be with black women, not liking black women, stuff like that. And so people are trying to paint the whole picture like, oh, because he's with a white woman, like that's why this situation happened. Exactly. You see how you're rolling your eyes?
Because that's just...
So this is why I wanted to bring it up. We cannot keep using.
Yes, get them together.
This is where I was going with this.
I was scared.
We cannot use trauma situations as reasons to justify tragedies and deaths and anything negative, okay? Like, it is 2025. People are gonna date whoever they want to date, whoever they shall date, whatever. The situation is very unfortunate. Again, like Kiana said, I don't know these people, and she doesn't know these people. Accidentally shooting somebody, that I have no explanation for. I don't know why, after, a night out, your instinct was to even grab a gun while you're drunk in any situation. But I think I'm just sick of the context of, like, when anything happens to anyone, people are kind of like, well, this is why this happened. Or this is a da-da-da-da-da. Or you should have da-da-da-da-da.
Mm-hmm.
Because, to me, granted it is now March 1st, but for Black History Month, I'm not condoning anything this man said, because I don't even have exact tweets, and I know he said some hurtful things. And this is why, as people, we need to learn to be the bigger people, because I'm not going to, share whatever was said that he said in the past. But it's like, a conversation does need to be discussed and needs to be had about protecting Black men in general. Let him rest in peace. Hopefully a fair trial will be done. And that's that. Because the turmoil has been kept going back and forth about different things, shoulda, coulda, woulda, da-da-da-da. And like I said, as much as Black men need to be protected, Black women need to be protected as well. Because for whatever reason, or for whatever he said about Black women, shouldn't have been said. I don't know why also in 2025, people are still attacking Black women for being Black in general.
I just feel like the situation
It doesn't
this
make sense.
tragic with life and death, it's not a race game. Like,
right.
At that point, we shouldn't be talking about interracial dating and, oh, you die because you're with a white chick. Like,
exactly.
These are very big extremes, very big claims when a life was lost, and I think some situations just have nothing to do with the other. Even if he did say that hurtful stuff, that doesn't justify, him being murdered or anybody's life being taken away. Like, there are plenty of people living on this earth that you may not agree with, who may do nasty things, who may say evil stuff, but that doesn't justify, anything that happens to them. And so I just feel like the internet can just be very mad, and they're always looking for a reason to, da-da-da, da-da-da, or prove some type of narrative.
Right.
And this situation just has nothing to do with
any of that.
Yeah, Black women, or, like, y'all, read a book.
Yeah. And find peace and healing in 2025, because we need to get better.
Heal.
Because I don't know what's going on.
You said that last time.
I don't know what's going on in the water. I'm always talking about healing. I don't know what's going on, but, like, the animosity, the anger, we really have to work on it. Because why are we so... Why?
Why are we so mad?
What is going on? I don't know. And hopefully we'll find a solution. But with that being said, that's all the time that we have for today. Kiana, thanks for joining me. Where can people follow you?
Kiana.Nicole on all platforms. Thanks.
Okay, y'all can check out the stats so we can continue the discussion next week. And maybe a question that you have for me or a take will be featured and talked about. Thanks for hanging out with me and checking out the stats. I'll see y'all next week.